It was an incredibly emotional scene on 18 as Tiger Woods said goodbye to St. Andrews for the week and potentially his career. He needed a miracle to make the cut after an opening round at 6 over 78. Instead, ended up with a second round 75 for a total of 9 over, well above the cut line. Tiger Woods has made it known St. Andrews is his favorite course in the world as he take a look at his scorecard there. One lone birdie on the day. Woods has won the Open 3 times in his career, the first 2 at St. Andrews. Here's more from Tiger after his round.
This is my favorite golf course. I fell in love with it, back in 1995, and it hasn't changed. I just love how it can be played in so many different ways. And again, today, we had winter this morning, and then we had summer this afternoon. So, just the way it goes around here. Yesterday I just absolutely pummeled a drive at 14 and hit it over 400 yards, and it was down off the right. And next thing you know, it's my second shot's in off the left. It did a complete 180, and I mean we're all looking at each other, going, what is going on here? Some of us were talking about that at breakfast this morning. Like this golf course is something else, how it just changes. But still, just the ovation I got at 18 is something that I'll always remember. Just because I don't know if I'll ever be able to play another one again. So here, future ones, yes, but I don't know if I'll be able to be around for the next one.
Let's welcome in Kyle Porter, who was following Tiger throughout his round today and was there on 18. Kyle, we're going to unpack everything Tiger Woods just said, but paint a picture of 18 because we saw a visibly emotional Tiger Woods, which we don't see often while he's playing.
Yeah, I think the ovation that Tiger got on 18 is something I'll remember for the rest of my career as well. It was a really, I don't know what I expected, and I think Tiger didn't know what he expected either, but it was a very special moment at a very special place. And I thought what was really interesting, Amanda, is, and I don't know if they showed this on TV or not, but Tiger's going up 18, and Rory McIlroy, who shot 66 in round 1, is coming down 1, and those 2 holes obviously share a fairway, and Rory kind of just kind of tipped his cap to Tiger, and Tiger acknowledged him, and they passed each other, and it was a very subtle, kind of minor moment, but I thought it was extraordinary just in terms of, those are 2 of the best to ever do it. Obviously, Tiger is probably the best to ever do it, and it was a neat moment to see some other guys that are greats of the game kind of paying tribute to him in that moment. But 18 was. Yeah, to see Tiger walking up to his ball and see him get emotional, and to see the people in the town. I don't know if this came across on TV, but there were people in these condos and hotels and buildings that sort of line the fairway on 18 and even rise beyond 18, beyond the grandstand and the leaderboard there. There were people on every single one of those condos and buildings just trying to catch a glimpse of what I think is probably maybe one of the most photographed moments in Open Championship history at St. Andrews. I can't imagine there were more photos taken of any single moment at this golf course ever, and it was pretty amazing to be a part of that on Friday.
Kyle, we heard Tiger say, I don't know if this is the last time I'm ever going to be playing here at St. Andrews. Talk to us about that, the potential that could be his last time, and if so, and you sort of painted this picture, but how historic this final round was.
Yeah, nobody knows when the Open Championship is going back to St. Andrews. It's interesting. Traditionally, the Open has gone there, at least in kind of modern history, every 5 years. Now, they bumped this one out a little bit to make sure it was the 150th anniversary. So the soonest they could go back there is 2027. They have them scheduled out. Actually, maybe they could go there in 2026. I don't think they'll do that 4 years later. So people kind of presume 2027 perhaps. But Tiger and actually John Rahm have mentioned 2030 as maybe the next date for the Open Championship at St. Andrews. I don't know if that's just them throwing a number out there. I don't know if they know something that we don't. But regardless, Tiger is going to at least be in his 50s the next time he goes there. And, some people kind of opined whether he would stop on the Swilcan Bridge on 18 and turn around and kind of wave goodbye to the fans at St. Andrews. He didn't do that. He walked. He did not break stride across the bridge, but he did take off his hat as if to say, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what my body is going to be like, because I think he doesn't really know what his body is going to be like next week, much less 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 years from now. Do I think Tiger will participate in another Open Championship at St. Andrews? I do. I think he will participate in one more, whenever it is, 2027, 2030, 2028. I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but I think this was more of a just in case that doesn't happen, and it might not, then this is a memorable kind of goodbye to what he calls his favorite golf course in the world.
Tiger has said many times that he wants to go out on his own terms. So I love hearing you say that you think this is not the end for him there at St. Andrews, or excuse me, at the Open. Let's talk about the play here, because he made it known, look, I've been looking forward to the Open this entire year. This is what he's been gearing up for. What went wrong for Tiger on the course?
Well, I think the start was horrific, right? He makes a 6 on one of the easiest holes, at least one of the easiest starting holes in major championship golf. He gets stuck. He gets hung up in a divot, hits it in the burn on 1 on Thursday, and then it didn't really get a lot better after that. I think Tiger couldn't really figure out the greens all week, which is, as people have kind of talked about, really he always talks about his feels, which we joke about a lot, but he didn't have his feels this week. And I think some of that is like, yeah, you've only played, 9 rounds, I guess, since November 2020, since the Masters in November 2020, when you're not playing very much. And he addressed this afterwards. Somebody asked him, are you going to try to play more to kind of ramp up for these major championships? He's like, listen, I'd love to, but I just physically can't. And so I think that feel around a really complex, complicated place like the old course at St. Andrews, it just kind of bit him, and I thought he could overcome that, because he did it at Augusta. He did it at Southern Hills, even in making the cut at the PGA Championship. But his feel around and on the greens just wasn't what we've come to expect from Tiger Woods.
All right, so let's look forward when it comes to Tiger over the next several months, over the next year or so. I mean, he said, look, I'm going to pick and choose when I play. You talked about it, mainly majors there, not so much in between. I think we have the schedule for the majors. When is the next time looking at this? I mean, we have the Masters next April. This is closing out this season when it comes to majors there. Is the next time we're going to see Tiger Woods next April, Kyle? Like, what's your prediction here?
Well, here's the thing, Amanda. I think we will see him before then. I don't think we will see him play competitive golf before then. I think we see him at Augusta National, April 6th through 9th. But I think he'll pop up, right? I think he'll be part of the President's Cup, probably, that team that Davis Love is captaining this, I guess, September. He'll probably play in the father-son thing, the PNC Championship with his son Charlie in whatever that's going to be in December. So I think we'll see him multiple times before that Masters. But I do think, maybe he gets a tournament in before Augusta National. Maybe he plays Bay Hill or the Players or something like that. But I do think we're looking at probably a majors-only type schedule, maybe 1 or 2 more throughout the year for Tiger Woods going forward.
One more question, Kyle. So we saw Tiger Woods at the Masters. It didn't go like he wanted there. We saw him at PGA. He withdrew, didn't play the U.S. Open. He played this, not making the cut there. Can we see Tiger Woods win again?
No, I don't think so. And that's, I think he knows that. I think deep down he knows that he's talked about this a lot, right? When he won in 2019 at the Masters, he had to build back up to it. He had to build back up to it. He had to build back up to it. It took a long time to kind of climb that mountain again. We saw him talk about this at the Hero World Challenge, which is another place we might see him in December. But he talked about this in, I believe it was the end of November last year at the Hero World Challenge, and said, listen, I've climbed that mountain so many times. And the insinuation was that I'm not going to be able to do it again, because he just can't put the work in that's necessary to have the feel that he needs, to have the reps that he needs to contend in major championships. So it's fun to see him sort of humanized and just like wanting to be in the arena. I wrote about this earlier this week, wanting to compete. Like, that's just all he wants to do. and it's fun to see that. But I don't think any of that competition or contending or anything like that is ever going to result in any kind of professional win again for Tiger Woods.
Kyle Porter, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for painting that picture for us there on 18 and the things we did not see on television. We appreciate it. Kyle, part of the First Cut podcast. By the way, check out his articles there from the Open on CBSSports.com. Latest episode of the First Cut podcast recapping what we saw in round 1. There will be another episode looking at round 2, taking a look ahead to the weekend. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.